Hello everyone, today's a fun book. It's called Duck on a Tractor. And maybe you've read a similar book called Duck on a Bike. Well, this is Duck on a Tractor and it's by David Shannon. I'd love to see the mischief they're going to get into today. Down on the farm, Duck sometimes got wild ideas. One day he decided he could ride a bike, so he did. Then he spotted the tractor. I bet I can drive a tractor, he said. The other animals weren't so sure, but they all said, well, if he can ride a bike, maybe he can drive a tractor too. He does have some wild ideas. Duck climbed up on the tractor and looked around. He pushed some pedals, wriggled a metal stick, but nothing happened. Then a shiny piece of metal by the steering wheel caught his eye. What do you think it is? I bet it's the key. He pulled it out, pushed it in, then turned it. All of a sudden, the tractor shook and coughed and rumbled. It began to move. Oh! At first, it moved very slowly, and it jerked a lot, but it was fun. Duck drove it around the barnyard until he got the hang of it. Then he stopped in front of the other animals. Climb on in, everybody, shouted Duck. Oh boy. Be careful, Duck. Dog was first. He jumped right next to Duck. Woof, said Dog. But what he thought was, we're going for a ride. To everyone's surprise, Cow clambered on next. Moo, said Cow. But what she thought was, this is the silliest thing I've ever done. Pig and Pig took a seat in back. Wink, said Pig and Pig. But what they thought was, this sure beats walking. Oh my gosh, that's one full tractor. Then came Chicken, Mouse, and Goat. Squawk, said Chicken, but what she thought was, last one is a rotten egg. Squeak, said Mouse, but what she thought was, I can see everything from up here. Ma, said Goat, but what he thought was, I'm hungry. Does the garbage dump have a drive-through window? Look at Chicken, oh my. And Mouse is feeling like, I can see everything. And Goat's trying to eat everything. Goat. Next up was Horse and Cat. Cat jumped on gracefully to the tractor. Horse, not so much. Meow, said Cat, but what she thought was, I was going to take a nap, but this should be very interesting. Me, said Horse, but what he thought was, I think I'd rather walk. Oh. A horse is quite large for a tractor, especially a tractor full of animals, I think. Oh boy. The only one left on the ground was Sheep. Bah! Said Sheep, but what she thought was, this is too dangerous. Get on, Sheep, everyone shouted, but Sheep wouldn't budge. So Duck started driving away without her. Wait! Cried Sheep. Don't leave me here all alone. She ran after the tractor and took a flying leap onto it. Whack! Yelled Duck, but what he thought was, woohoo! Whoa! Flying sheep. Looks like everybody's on. I wonder where they're going. Duck steered the tractor down the lane and onto the main road. And before long, they were driving right through the middle of town. It was lunchtime, so most people were in the diner. They all looked up when Duck and the other animals passed by the big window. What would you do if you saw this driving down your road? Oh boy. I think I'd be shocked, to say the least. A little boy named Edison was having lunch with his grandma. Did you ever? Grandma gasped at what she thought was, a duck on a tractor? That's impossible. That's totally awesome, Edison shouted. But what he thought was, no one's going to believe this. Marcine the waitress looked up from her pad and noticed Cat. Heavens to Betsy! She exclaimed, but what she thought was, I like cats. And she's probably happy to see a cat on the tractor. Deputy Bob blabbered, if that don't beat it all. But what he thought was, how am I going to explain this to the sheriff? Oh my. Looks like everyone's kind of enjoying seeing it go by. It says Lily's Diner. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's where they're all eating. A man named Otis chimed in. I must be seeing things. But we thought it was, oh no, not again. Holy cow, hollered Manny the cook. But what he thought was, holy cow. Manny usually said exactly what he thought. The mayor almost choked on his pie. Good gravy, he sputtered. But what he thought was, those pigs are even fatter than I am. Oh boy, everyone is just shocked. Corky just whistled, but what he thought was, that duck is smarter than he looks. Gwen came out of the restroom. Would you look at that? She exclaimed, but what she thought was, I can't see a thing without my glasses. She doesn't know what everyone's even talking about. Farmer Odell observed, that's a dang nice tractor, but what he thought was, hey, that's my tractor. Uh-oh. It's his animals on the loose. He decided he'd better go after it and ran out the door. Everyone else ran out too and chased after him. Oh boy. We got the farmer and all the other guests at the diner. But by this time, Duck had turned onto the next street. The tractor sputtered to a stop. Duck tried turning the shiny little piece of metal again. Nothing happened. I don't know much about spelling, said Dog, but I think that E means it's the end of our ride. This is the fuel tank, and E means empty. No more gas. Sheep cleared her throat. You know, I think we might get in trouble for this. Let's get out of here, yelled Duck, just as Farmer Odell and everyone from the diner came around the corner. Good idea. There's the farmer staring at his tractor. Everyone burst out laughing. Nah, they all said, it couldn't have been. It was an optical illusion, exclaimed Otis. Farmer Odell must have left his tractor running by accident. I guess that explains it, but Deputy Bot agreed, and they all went back to the diner to finish their lunch. So when they got there, no animals were on the tractor anymore, so they said, we must have been seeing things. Because there's no more animals. And no one ever admitted that on that day they had seen a cow, a goat, a cat, a dog, a sheep, a chicken, a horse, 2 pigs, a mouse, and a duck on a tractor. They're all running back to the farm, it looks like. Oh. You see this picture? I noticed something. I wasn't so sure, but it looks like the kid Edison might have gotten a photograph. A blurry photograph of all the animals. Looks like a goat on the tractor. Maybe they're going to remember it after all. So that was just a fun book. I really always like David Shannon's work. He always does fun books. And if you like this one, you should check out Duck on a Bike, because that one's just as fun. And I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more farm books. Have a great day. See you soon.